started.
Oh, Super King. D4. Oh, let's try knight f6. I played D5 the last time. Maybe I can get a Grinfeld. A Grinfeld. Oh, he plays the Fianchetto setup. Is that good against the Grinfeld? Let's switch back to a King's Indian. The King's Indian, where white has played the Fianchetto, is not so scary. Takes, I take. He can take the queen. But he doesn't do that. Oh, that's good. Knight here, pawn forward, knight here. Or if he takes, I can take with the knight now. Okay, he just leaves it. Am I threatening to take? Pawn takes. Knight takes, knight takes. Let's castle first before I open up the center. Maybe I should take, though. This opens up a diagonal for the bishop. And there's a square for the knight here. He can play f4, and I can play knight to g4. Does the knight get trapped there after h3? Maybe it does. Maybe it goes back here. Not all that great. But, well, I can play this at least. I can take on c4 if he plays f4. So we'll see what he does. Probably just defending. Just defend. And then if he ever decides to kick my knight, I can decide what to do then. I could play bishop to g4 here, maybe, hitting his queen. You can interpose with the bishop, the knight, or the pawn. Or we could move the queen. Let's try it. I'm wondering also if I can line up the queen and the bishop. Yeah, he just goes there and trade off. So I can't, unfortunately, get my queen up there in time. So bishop back to d7 blocks off the retreat of the knight. So if he pushes on... Well, I guess it doesn't make sense for him to push on with f4 now because... well, no, he could play that now, huh? He could play that. So there's some tactics on this diagonal. His rook is still there, so pawn to c5 forces this knight away. This knight is loose. Or should I just go for this trade of the light squared bishop? Try and make his king side a little weaker. He's played a lot of pawn moves, so maybe I have some slight edge in development here. Hard to say. You can just put his bishop on b2. That's probably okay. I was playing this Fianchetto setup myself against the King's Indian just because I don't like getting attacked on the king side so much. And yeah, it's okay, but it's not like it gives white much of an advantage, really. Okay. Just defended his knight. So let's go ahead and get rid of the light squared bishop. Okay, and now he's evacuated the diagonal once. Oh, he is threatening right here to come in and give this check. Oh, that's a problem, isn't it? Let's see. Well, if he goes there check and I take it, say if I play queen, queen d7, knight here check, queen takes, then he can take my bishop, and he gets to keep his bishop. So it's a way of winning the bishop pair. So I should take his knight. It took me a long time to figure out. He gets another advantage. He gets this open, half-open c-file with the backwards pawn. and take this off, and that was my plan after all, and see what can I do about this. Maybe I should play c5 immediately. Takes en passant. I take with the pawn. At least my c-pawn is no longer backwards. Yeah, he sort of had to do that. Now, I could take with the knight as well, putting pressure on this guy. Knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes. It's adequately defended, however, so maybe it's better to take with the pawn. And play c5 again. He got his rook off the diagonal. He was in a hurry to play that. This is defended. I don't have to push it right away. So I just unpin the pawn. I left the d-pawn undefended, however, so I have a weakness here. Ah, yes, and now when he kicks the knight, he can take on c6. I can play knight here. No, I cannot play knight there. You can just take it with the queen. Knight here, knight here, knight here. In fact, yeah, I'm low on squares for the knight. Okay. And he's hitting this pawn too. So rook here is not good enough because queen takes defends the knight.
Server announcement.
Okay, knight here attacks my queen. Knight here attacks his pawn. Bishop takes, pawn takes. It's a little bit tricky. Maybe after bishop takes, I can take his knight. Yeah, but then he takes the pawn with an attack on my rook. Looked like I was losing another pawn. Anyway, I'm just trying to get a pawn in exchange, but at the end of all this, he gets another pawn. Ah, but he didn't play that way. Okay. That allows him to hold on to his pawns for a moment. Let's see. So I could take here with check. Now that he's moved the knight away, that's
check.
Probably something I should take advantage of at this moment. So let's count. Actually, the material is even again. Yeah, I think he made a little mistake there. Okay, my queen's defended, so I don't have to move it. If he takes a knight, I can take his queen with check and take the rook or bishop or whatever it takes. Yeah, he's still threatening to win a pawn there. Can I go somewhere with my queen to threaten something? Knight here. The knight. Oh, I can trade queens and then take on b3, right?
Check.
Yeah, so I'm sure he had better than that. He was winning at one point, I think. So now I have a passed pawn. Maybe I could even hold on to this guy. That would be a turnabout. Maybe not. He can blockade it with his knight. See, if I play a5 first, kicking his knight can go there, attacking the a pawn. Oh, let's see. Checks from the knight don't look so great. Okay, let's start. Start by defending the pawn. Oh, he blockades with the rook. That's interesting. Now his knight can hop into this square. Knight to c6, hitting my rook. Might be annoying. Let's see, is there some way I could get closer to his king here? Knight here. Bishop takes, pawn takes. Leaves us with kind of an even position. Well, Well, okay, rook here, he's going to take there with the bishop. Bishop takes a2, I just play rook back to a1, and I think I get the pawn on a4. No, he has an intermediate move, huh? Okay, so knight here, bishop takes. Bishop takes. Knight here, bishop takes, rook takes, maybe. And rook to d7 hits his bishop. So if he piles up on my if he piles up on my pawn, I can attack his bishop. That's what I was thinking. Oh, so now he goes there. Oh, yeah, that's good. If I take with the rook, he can take back with the rook, and this pawn is pinned, because it's no longer defended by the knight. Okay, do I have any tempo moves? I don't have any tempo moves either. That's too bad. So let's see, pawn takes, rook takes, pawn takes. I can, that's probably my best try. I'll be down the exchange. And probably lose. Well, we'll see how good he is. Let's see if we can pick up this pawn here.
Check.
Oh my, he just simplifies. Not a bad plan, really.
Check.
I thought he might even just take the bishop. It's a winning king and pawn endgame. So if he were to full-on simplify, that's probably the simplest way to win. You can still take the bishop, of course. Yep. And I will resign. Yeah, I'm even outside the square of the pawn. So good game, Super King. I will upload this and do a postmortem.
Black resigns.